All these while, linear programming, integer programming, sensitivity analysis, transportation, transshipment, assignment, all these while, everything we have been looking at has been more of with certainty. Today, we want to look at decision analysis. You decide, everybody here decides. For example, you have to decide whether to remain single or to marry. You have to decide whether to do your MBA or use the money to do your business. You have to decide whether to do a PhD or to keep your undergrad or master's. You have to decide whether to live locally or to live abroad. You have to decide whether to invest in treasury bills or to invest in certificate of deposit. It was not about amount to invest, no. It was about whether to invest at all or not to invest. Whether to remain, remain a student or remain a teacher. Whether to learn or not to learn. Whether to pass or not to pass. There are so many decisions that we make, to buy the car or to buy the house. Decision, decision, decision. And the purpose of decision analysis is you need a technique, a methodology, a certain, algorithm that will help you to process that decision making. But you are the one making the decision. You, the human being, you are the decision maker. But the fact that you need a tool to guide you does not mean that that tool is replacing your thinking faculty. You need a tool that will help you. If there is a certain tool that will help you to know the return on each investment, the payoff on each investment, then you will know what to invest in. And so we are going to look at this element of decision analysis. It's a process. Okay? Identifying, modeling, assessing, calculating the appropriate course of action given a certain problem. So there are some people, when there's a problem, they run away. There is COVID. What do you do next? There is Russian-Ukraine war. What do you do next? Some people, they start complaining. Okay? They put all the blame on the problem instead of deciding the next line of action. And if you have a tool, a process that gives you a multiplicity of tools from which you can select to break down the problem into manageable proportions, handle them, that would be great. That's the essence of decision analysis. So there are two things, all the things we've done with certainty, linear programming, goal programming, integer programming, data envelopment analysis, analytical AHP, okay, analytic hierarchical process. All of these are decision-making under certainty. We were aware, we were certain of X1, X2, X3. We know we're going to get it. But decision-making under uncertainty deals with probability as to whether those things will happen. So there are three elements of decision-making, three components that I want us to look at. Okay, so I want us to look at the first. So remember that you have a decision maker, which is you, the person. And you, the decision maker, you have control of certain things, but you don't have control of certain things. The things you have control of, the things that you have control of are, please, just a second, let me just, okay, so let's begin. Let's continue. I want to draw something here that will help. Look at this thing I'm about to draw. I'm drawing this box here. Please, if you can see the box, just type yes. Okay. I'm drawing a certain box here. If you can see the box, just type it. I'm just going to copy this one and then paste. You can see the box. Okay. Please do the same thing. Now, let me use a whiteboard to do this so that I can always go back. Okay. Let me use a whiteboard here. Oh, it's not working. I started using the whiteboard, and all of a sudden, that is not working. It's not working. Let me go back. Just a second again. I'm using this box to indicate something. Then you have decision alternative. Then you have different state of nature. So the state of nature is S1. Another state of nature is S2. I'll explain each one of these, don't worry. Another state of nature is S3. You can have as many states of nature as possible. Then the decision alternative. The decision alternatives are the decision alternatives are the items to decide on. Okay, so you have D1, you have D2, and then you have D3. So these D are called decision alternative. Okay, and they can be several different things that you want to decide on. I want to take a practical example to show you what I mean. Okay, so you have Kofi Wayo, and Kofi Wayo has some money, and Kofi wants to invest that money into these three different situations. Apartment building. So Kofi wants to build several apartment buildings and then put the money into it. Or office building. Build a huge office building, rent it out, and generate some revenue. These revenues, you later learn that they are called payoffs. Or he wants to put the money into warehouses, okay, as you can see here. So you are the advisor, you are the decision advisor to advise him on what to do. Now, each of these items, apartment is D1, decision alternative. Office building is D2, decision alternative 2. And warehouse is decision alternative 3. So that was what I was trying to show you here.
Understand that the really puts in sense.
He's talking. Miriam, it looks like you are not doing your work. Let me see. Yes, Afia, what's your question?
No, just a confirmation, say. So the decision alternatives are the things that you are supposed to decide on, like what your choice, what you are supposed to choose.
Yes.
The decision you need to make.
Yes.
Okay, that's decision alternatives.
Yes. Okay. I wrote a thing somewhere, but it looks like when I came back here, the thing's gone. Let me just go back and return and be sure that it doesn't go because I come back. Oh, it looks like anytime I come here, it will be gone. All right. I hope you can hear me. My information is going to stop and then return. That is how something behaves. It stops and then it returns. But I will need. All right. Okay, so let's see whether this is going to work. Which one was I even doing? I'm trying to reload the board. Do you see the information on the board now? I want to be sure that you can see it. Do you see the information on the board?
Yes, Doc.
All right, okay. So let's move on. Let's move on to continue there. So you have different state of nature, and like I indicated, the state of nature are things, external factors that are outside your control. You can have good economic condition, bad economic condition, worse economic condition. You can have high interest rate, low interest rate, medium interest rate. You can have war, earthquake, tsunami, and typhoon. So these S1, S2, S3 are different states of nature, state of nature. You, the decision maker, you don't have control over the state of nature, but you have control over the decision alternative. So you control the decision alternative. You control the decision alternative, but you don't control the state of nature. Okay. Now let me give you let me give you the situation that Kofi Wayo is facing right now. Okay. You have been told that these are state of nature and then the decision alternative. So if you look here, the decision alternative to apartment building, the next item we are going to be looking at are known as payoff. 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 What are payoffs? All right, so let's see whether we can get, looks like the new whiteboard I'm using is really disadvantageous. Do you get, okay. So Kofi Wayo is undertaking some decisions, and there are two kinds of state of nature. Okay, there are two kinds of, I'm going to delete one of them. And you have this S1 and S2 are known as, in the context in which we are looking at, they are known as good economic conditions and poor economic conditions. So I'm letting you know that this is referred to as good economic conditions, and this is referred to as bad economic conditions. And now we know that the decision alternative one is apartment, this is office, and this is warehouse, just so that you can understand. Okay, now, the next thing is payoffs or revenues you get for investing or deciding on the amount. Okay, so if Kofi Wayo should invest in apartment building, I'm going to give you the amount, but amount are in thousands, so I'm not going to write all the thousands. Kofi Wayo makes, if Kofi Wayo should invest in apartment and the economic condition is good, we are here. Kofi Wayo makes.
Sorry, please, we cannot see. I don't know if others can see, but I cannot see what you wrote on the state of nature, the S1 and S2. All that you wrote above was
not. I'm not writing on them. I have not written.
But when you were,
I'm now about to write.
When you were saying the good and bad,
you see the good.
To write. No.
Okay. Okay. All right. So
that place I didn't get it.
I have written good and bad. Do you all see the good and bad written? Okay, let me show you.
Yes. Yes.
You see it?
Yes.
Yes, we all see it.
And I just wrote 50 under the state of nature 1. Do you see 50?
Yes.
Okay. So my dear, I think you should check your network. That is where the problem is. All right. So if Kofi Wayo should invest in apartment building and the state of nature is good, he's going to make $50,000. But if the economic condition is bad, he will only make $30,000. Okay. You make 30. Whoa. Right up is not coming. Francis, what is your question?
Okay, Doc, I wanted to tell those who are not seeing the board fully, they should go to the left, the right-hand bottom. They will see minimize and maximize. They should minimize it to become smaller so they see the full board.
All right, okay. I can't even
Thank
see.
you.
Can't even see my screen now. Let me be sure. Let me be sure. I can't see my screen now. Right up is not showing all of a sudden. Hopefully. Try to write. And now, in the strangest of reasons, sure.